Welcome back to Twin Tarot. I'm David.
And I'm Gary.
And today we are going to talk about losing things by a whisker.
Certain things do get lost by a whisker.
If you're a cat and you lose a whisker, you can't see in the dark anymore.
I do find cat whiskers around occasionally.
Yes,
they make
right.
great little swords.
Yes, the little cats walking into walls. Now, this is about a little over a week ago, or leading up to the presidential debates. Trump started announcing that he had lost the 2020 election by a whisker. It was being reported by multiple sources, and I believe it was. I was actually watching the.
He was sitting down for a Fox interview.
No, it wasn't. It was a podcast.
Oh, it was a podcast?
It was a podcaster's interview, and I forget the podcaster's name. I could probably look on my phone and find it in the history.
We should
And
do that.
he was said traffic to that guy's thing. Anyways. During the interview, they were talking about a variety of things, and Trump was explaining about the 2020 election, and that in the process said, lost by a whisker, and he had like whisker. He made this really weird thing with his mouth, and then carried on talking. This led to Nick Fuentes, who's a far right podcaster, to like, you mean you've been lying to us about the 2020 election being stolen all these years? It would have been nice to know that before 1,600 of your most devout followers got arrested, and hundreds of them are incarcerated because of this.
Yep.
Which is the right answer.
Yep.
Now, we might just say, Nick Fuentes, bless your heart. You're only now figuring out he's been lying to you. But okay, it takes what it takes sometimes for some people to understand that. During the debates, they brought up the Trump comment about him losing the election by a whisker. Now, mind you, the thought at the time was Trump's trying to get ahead of some grand jury testimony, which is going to show that he was told by multiple people in his cabinet and in his inner circle that he lost the election, right. And he acknowledged he lost the election. Folks that were sworn under oath. So Trump's trying to get ahead of that. But then Trump, was like, I said that. He's looking at the ABC host. He's like, I didn't say that. That was sarcasm. Now, I hadn't seen...
We lost by a whisker.
Yeah. I hadn't seen the interview. So I went back afterwards, a few days afterwards, to look for it. There was no sarcasm. Gary and I are very good at picking up sarcasm. Go figure.
Yeah, this whole channel is built on it.
There was no vocal. There was no vocal tone change in his voice when he said it. Other than his mouth doing some whisker thing, there was nothing unusual. His behavior, his demeanor before and afterwards, it was just a straight line stream of consciousness. And normally it's like, there was no, Gary just said whisker. There was no body movement. Yeah. There was no minimizing of your fingers or anything. He acknowledged, he said the silent part out loud.
The only thing that was minimized was he's trying to minimize the lie.
Yeah. He didn't lose by a whisker. He lost by 7 to 8 million votes and the better part of 60 electoral college votes.
Now,
basically, he lost by the same amount that he beat Hillary Clinton by. And when he beat Hillary Clinton, he said it was a landslide.
Yeah. Now, granted, some of those states, and same with Clinton, he may have lost, like Georgia was 10,000, 11,000 votes.
Right.
So yeah, he lost some electoral votes by a whisker. But like Dave said, the same whiskers were a landslide when he beat Hillary. So,
right.
I guess you have to have it both ways.
Right. So now the question is, after the debate, when Trump was saying, "I never said that. That was just sarcasm," and the ABC News guys, it's like, yeah, it was.
I didn't detect much sarcasm in that one.
How does this impact the Nick Fuentes of the world? Because Nick Fuentes had his eyes opened and shared it with the folks who listen to his podcast, and now Nick Fuentes is getting a dose of gaslighting.
Yeah, I never said that.
I never said that. It was sarcasm. And Nick Fuentes, I'm sure, was watching that podcast and knows what he heard in the body language and the vocal tones and stuff like that. So now you've got the battle between cult and, giving Trump the benefit of the doubt versus knowing He admitted he was lying, and I don't believe he's telling the truth now as he minimizes it.
Yeah.
How does Nick Fuentes react to the gaslighting? Because if Nick Fuentes can come to the realization that Donald Trump has lied to people, and now it's a cascading effect, which means that he's grifted off of us. What else has he lied about? And you come tumbling down into reality.
Right. And so Nick Fuentes, he's gonna say like, wait a minute. Now Trump is telling me I'm stupid because I can't tell sarcasm from a true statement. I'm not stupid. I know sarcasm from a true statement, and now you're just lying to me and trying to gaslight me.
Trying to save yourself.
Right.
So what does Nick Fuentes and his ilk do when they are now confronted with when they've opened their eyes and seen the truth? Do they go back to sleep, or do they push back?
Yep. For entertainment purposes only.
That's going to be the focus of this reading.
All right, here we
now,
go.
Nick Fuentes can he can F all the way off as far as I care.
Yeah.
But it represents, it's a great example of what we're going to be seeing coming out in the United States in the near
see
future.
what that judgment card show up.
Okay. Foundation of the reading is the Seven of Wands, and I think this is when you've woken up and you've found that the information that you fed was incorrect. Now you have to fight to stay on top of it. But because you've woken up, you have the advantage. You're not going to get suckered in the next time. That doesn't mean from Nick Fuentes' point of view, I'm sure he'd love to have Donald Trump reelected. But the anger at being lied to could very well lead him to say, I'm going to fight against Trump. Page of Pentacles underneath it. It's like, yeah, you know what? I was treated like a naive, gullible little boy. And now you want me to take another drink from the crazy fountain.
Yeah.
The Kool-Aid.
To me, that's I looked up to you. It's that betray. It's like a betrayal.
Yeah.
I looked up to you. I valued your opinion. You were the best president ever.
Put you on a pedestal.
Exactly.
And now I find out that you were lying the whole time. And crossed by the star card. It's Donald Trump was a star. Nick Fuentes is, he's got his own following here. It's now, who are you going to believe? Is Donald Trump a rising star, a falling star? But this is the calm after the storm. This is the January 6 people going out and fighting. And now you find out they were fighting for no reason. What do you do? In the past, you got the Eight of Swords. Cult. Buying everything that Donald Trump sells. Hook, line, and sinker. And willingly being trapped by it. Now, current situation, Ace of Pentacles. Now you've been given a solid dose of the truth. Big push towards opening up your eyes and seeing what's happening here. It's almost like you could see the grift. Now you're understanding it was about money the whole time. Page of Wands is the overarching energy. Trump said it. Nick Fuentes has a platform with which he can spread this new big value, this new big truth. Lesson to be learned is the Knight of Pentacles. Here's the thing, though. Fuentes has been a mercenary for Trump, but when you've been betrayed, now you can work against him if you so choose. Outcome is the World card. I don't think Nick Fuentes is convinced on this point. I don't think he's going back for seconds. I think with the World card, it's showing that he is done with the with the Trump train and the Trump lies and things along those lines. He just, I'm calling it time of death for my support of Trump and Trumpism.
Yeah, exactly. That my time with the MAGA world is over. Believing everything Trump said was truthful and that the Democrats were all lying. That's over because he's seeing the gaslighting, and his eyes have been opened, and he's not going back to that world that he was in before.
Now, I believe Nick Fuentes is a white supremacist.
I believe that is correct. Yes.
That doesn't mean he's going to stop being a white supremacist. He's going to just stop being a white supremacist that supports Donald Trump. That's really all that means. There are plenty of other candidates that will gladly take up that mantle. but you don't have Nick Fuentes doesn't have to give that loyalty to Trump anymore.
He's a far right political pundit
There are plenty of far right people for Nick
who
Fuentes.
promotes white supremacist and
Yeah.
anti-Semitic viewpoints.
Yeah, there's a lot of that out there. Trump isn't the only game in town.
Yes, indeed. And we've got a cat again. Kitten has decided that these are readings she needs to be in. Okay, so I guess a follow-up question is, how many more Nick Fuenteses are out there, that are feeling the same way?
I'm curious how his followers.
Yeah, exactly.
Is Nick Fuentes now a rhino, or is Nick Fuentes, are the people who listen to Nick Fuentes, what do they do when Nick Fuentes and Donald Trump have a divorce?
Yep. So, okay, for entertainment purpose only, now this divorce appears official, how are Nick Fuentes' followers going to react? Are they going to support Donald Trump? Okay. So, foundational reading, Ace of Wands. There's a new message out there. It's a beginning.
Yeah.
This is not good news for Donald Trump.
I wouldn't think so.
Nope. Cross with with the Five of Cups. This is definitely not a good beginning for Donald Trump. There's a new message out there, and they're sad because they were duped.
Yep.
And these are their friends. These are the people who are like-minded that went to the Capitol and got arrested and convicted, are now incarcerated, gave up their freedoms. Nick Fuentes went through a whole laundry list of things that he lost for believing Trump's lies.
Right.
And now there's a new message in town. Underneath it all is the Six of Wands. They wanted to ride that Trump train to victory. Trump was telling them everything they wanted to hear, and now they're seeing it was a bunch of lies. It was just a house of cards. And speaking of cards, this is a Dark Forest vintage tarot deck, and if you like these cards, there's a link on our community page to the Etsy page where I purchased them. I still get questions asking. In the past, the Knight of Cups. So in the past, Nick Fuentes and his followers, they were emotionally attached to Trump. They believed him. He was their guy. Hey, this guy hates Jews as much as we do. This guy hates other races as much as we hate him.
He certainly uses a lot of white supremacist dog whistles.
Oh yeah, exactly.
He's the first president that's reaching out to that faction.
Yeah, he's speaking our language, and we love him. Current energy. This is kind of a key card right here. The Hierophant. He's just like every other government
politician, exactly.
Yeah, lying through his teeth to us. We were hanging on to every word, believing everything. He was just another politician, just telling us what we want to hear. Overarching energy is the high priestess. It's divine feminine knowledge, hardly, but in this case, it's keeper of secrets.
Cat's out of the bag.
Yep. It's not a secret anymore. And the fact that now you're trying to walk it back as sarcasm, you're treating us like we're idiots.
Exactly.
We're not stupid. We may be racist, we may be misogynistic, we may hate other religions, but by golly, we're not dumb.
Their values suck. But
yeah, exactly.
That doesn't mean they're unintelligent. It just
Right.
means their values suck.
Yeah. Lesson to be learned. The Ten of Cups. We could have been a big happy family. We could have been joyous about this, sharing our values. But in this case, you're treating us like we're idiots. And, we supported you. We were happy for you. We were ready to celebrate all your successes. And you lied to us.
Oh, it was so outrageous. My heart goes out to them.
I know.
I'm sure they'll reconcile. That doesn't look like a
Oh
reconciliation
boy.
card.
Outcome. Knight of Swords. So they are going to take action and they're going to move fast. The election's only like 7 weeks away, just over 7 weeks away, just over 50 days. It'll be less than 50 days when this video comes out. Yeah, they're going to raise their swords and go to action. I think Trump just lost a bunch of votes. quite frankly.
Yeah, I think so too. I doubt. I mean, they're not going to vote for Harris.
No,
Let's not be ridiculous here.
they haven't seen that much light.
But you might see the Libertarian Party if they go out and vote at all. You might see the Libertarian Party getting some extra votes.
Yeah, it's a question of they might not show up because they just lied to. So why even support Trump in anything that he stands for?
Right.
You treated us like garbage. So why should we even back you and support you on that?
That's kind of an F that guy.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
And again, there's a little bit of anger, and the anger is because they had hope. They had hope that Trump's going to get elected and make America white again, which he could still get elected and make America white again. But I also do wonder if they're torn because it's that sort of do they even know what to do with it? You know what I mean? They've got this information that Trump lied. He said he lost by a whisker, and there's some of his most loyal followers are in prison. Mm-hmm. How do they reconcile that with the fact that Trump represents all the awful agenda items that they want? That's where the real question sort of dives into this. Cards seem to indicate that they're going to be upset about this.
Yeah.
And do something about it. Are they just being reactionary? Because it's like when they want Trump elected anyways, regardless if 1,500 people were arrested and almost 1,000 in prison. It wasn't them. Mm-hmm. Might be some of their friends.
Yeah, they've really got some reconciliation to do emotionally.
Right? Do you rationalize it? Say Trump for the greater good. Some you had to crack some eggs to make an omelet, and those were just the people that got sacked, or is this an outrage from a group of people that thrive on outrage?
Yeah, to me, if I would have saw like that Nine of Cups as the outcome, they probably would have gotten over their bad selves. But it's the Nine of Swords, man. So it's all about that fast moving messaging, and I want to fly into battle. It's like they're gonna approach this not in a rational way. It's kind of an irrational charge forward. They don't care who gets hurt. They're gonna move forward.
How will this impact voter attendance amongst those people?
There you go.
Amongst this group of people here, the listeners of Nick Fuentes' podcast. How does it impact their voting? The ones that do vote are going to vote for Trump still. Two of Wands. Election's coming up. Seven of Coins. The Hanged Man. All right. Again, they want to support Trump, but at the same time, they've been played for poo butts.
Yep.
For somebody that they worshipped. And now it's kind of okay, how do I want to play this? On the one hand, Trump represents my future. He's the future. He represents the future I want. But at the other hand, he's willing to throw people right under the bus.
Yep.
No questions asked. He will throw his most loyal followers under the bus.
Yeah. Tell us we're stupid.
Yeah. And which just gives me not an answer, but a background.
Yep.
Maybe you could throw a four-carder.
Yeah.
How will it impact their votes?
Will Nick Fuentes and his ilk reject Trump at the polls?
Well, a majority of Nick Fuentes and his ilk.
Yeah. Okay. Majority of Nick Fuentes and his ilk, will they reject Trump at the polls? Okay. Let's see. I'm beginning. Oops. Upside down. Okay. Well, the Democrats are going to win anyways. Four of Wands. King of Swords. It's like a Democrat card. Okay. So is Nick Fuentes and his ilk, are they going to reject Trump at the polls? The majority of them. Okay. So Three of Cups, we have always been reading that as Kamala Harris and the Democrats celebrating victory. So the Democrats are going to celebrate victory. It's going to be party time with the Democrats and possibly incarceration time for Trump. You've got the Jack. Oh my God, I'm blanking.
King of Swords?
Yeah. Jack Smith card. Basically, this is kind of the All right, it's court case time, guys. We're gonna take you to. Trump's gonna face a whole bunch of court cases, and Jack Smith's gonna be all over it. And you got the justice card. The blind justice there making a decision. And underneath all the magician, the manifestation. Trump has lost his ability to manifest. To manifest nicknames, manifest a winning strategy to undermine the Democrats. He's lost his power. It's now all illusion. So I think what this reading is telling me, does it mean that they're going to reject Trump? I think what this is telling me is it might not matter. The Democrats are going to win.
What I'm getting with this one is, it may not be a majority, but it's enough.
Yeah.
Trump is losing his support. They're seeing through his illusion. Democrats are going to win. Trump is going to be ousted. He's done it to himself. People had a choice.
Yeah.
And it's again, like it's a Ten of Swords type of energy here. There's no one thing that Donald Trump is doing that's torpedoing it. It's a bunch of little things. It's a bunch of everything. From sorry, I don't like having my head cut off. I just like being really dark.
Oh, now it's the eclipse.
Just a silhouette.
Oh,
it's a bunch of small things, small mistakes that keep snowballing into the bigger picture. And speaking of pictures, we finally have some things. So admitting that he lost the election by a whisker, is that going to make is that a 10% poll swing? No, but it might be a percentage or two that decide they don't want to show up now.
Yeah. Death by 1,000 cuts, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So some of these elections were really decided by thousands of votes.
Right. 11,000 in Georgia, 11,000 in Arizona, 20 or 30,000 in Wisconsin. Those things go. 50,000, 100,000 people vote differently, and we're in a completely different situation.
Yeah, you lose a couple thousand white supremacist votes. You know what? That could cement the victory for the Democrats.
It's another small chunk of support that he absolutely cannot afford to lose.
Yep. So, as much as I don't support their viewpoints, I do feel some empathy and sadness for them. That I'm glad that their eyes got opened. Welcome to the party. It sucks to be lied to. Especially the people that gave up their freedom because of the lies. Yeah, and those are the people you kind of feel bad for. They got duped.
Yeah, I guess they have to go through their betrayal.
Yep.
They pledged their loyalty to dear leader, and now they're finding out that their loyalty meant nothing in the first place. So now you're voting for the policy, or are you going to vote not support the person, even if you like the policy? They have to figure it out.
Yep, they'll figure it out.
Thank you very much for watching this video and supporting our channel. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Please, if you like this, give us a thumbs up. If you really like it, subscribe and leave a comment. I read them all. I respond to many.
All right. Thank you very much. Hope you found this reading insightful. Well, it's for entertainment purposes only, and we will catch you on the next video.
All right. Bye.